Learn to be super successful. Subscribe to my channel, meathead. But you've been told that that's good. That's not good. That's bad. When I use the analogy, which I get in a lot of trouble for, when you're on the street, and we were in a little cul-de-sac street with poor people, and don't you want to share your toys with Johnny? Fuck Johnny. I didn't say that then. I say that now. Fuck Johnny. He should have had richer parents. And I tell the story, which is a true story. Slides coming up tomorrow. We had a minister here from bumfuck Arkansas, and he wrote me on the one-on-one in my office. He said, I'm picking my son up from Sunday school after I got done saying my sermon, the preacher. And he said, why do all my friends have bigger houses than us, Daddy? And before the preacher guy driving his 25-year-old car, pickup truck, could say anything, the kid said, I guess God doesn't pay that well. To his dad, the preacher. His father saved 1.5 years to come here. And he's a big fucking muckety-muck. Healthcare in bumfuck Arkansas. His wife left him. He had to go to court to fight to have custody of his kids. And now lives in a big fucking plantation. What will it be for you to flip? Whether it was, I was shitting my pants like I said in the what do you call it? In the clip, maybe. Because I still remember it like it was this morning. Or was it, it's, but it's not the skeletons I'm talking about. It's the things that, that either your parents did or didn't do that embarrassed you. I remember my dad, when I was 14 years old, he had a course at the LAPD about bonding with your kids and try to be better policeman fathers. So I had experienced 2 bonding exercises with my dad, one of which was a picnic, father-son picnic. And we went to the local junior high, and the fathers were doing pull-ups and rings and shit. They had a gym apparatus over a sand pit. And my dad takes his shirt off. Still had about a 55-inch chest then, and 28-inch waist, 18, 19-inch arms. And he went up on the rings like this. He went into a reverse iron cross, did a perfect dismount, and all the other fathers disappeared. I was so fucking embarrassed, I wanted to die. Why now, at 14, do you want to be a father? What the fuck did I do to deserve this fucking embarrassment? The fathers disappeared. Nobody was doing push-ups or pull-ups after that. And he did a couple other things, bonding exercises. I was equally embarrassed because he looked like he was 20. And at that time he was about 38, 40. The QLA seminar is not just a seminar. It is a blueprint for creating generational wealth as fast as humanly possible. I teach you how to turn nothing into millions, billions, and even trillions. If you want to take control of your life, to create a legacy that lasts for generations, the time is now. Do not wait for the right moment. The right moment is this moment. Be bold, be selfish, be ruthless, and take no prisoners. I will still do seminars, but I won't be able to do this forever. Act now or not at your own peril. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Didn't your dad clip you and drag you across the asphalt when you were little?
Yep. I used to have a propensity to run out in the street. And no matter what, he would beat me or hit me or slap me, I still ran out in the street. And he said, well, we got to break him. And we also had a dog at that time, a boxer, that used to attack me on my tricycle. And he attacked, in those days, the mailman used to push a fucking 3-wheel cart to deliver the mail. And he attacked them. And so the way my dad broke my dog of that is he ran over him riding a bike. And then Duke, the name of the boxer, never attacked anybody. Well, I guess the same thing should work for Danny. So he put me out there, and we had an old Willys, a 1948 Willys. And And they had real chrome in those days, not plastic. And part of the chrome was by the runner board. A runner board they used to have, that you could stand on, was sticking out. And so he hit me with a car, and it drove the chrome through my knee here and drugged me on the street. My mother's screaming and yelling, and my father's, my mother's screaming and yelling, Danny, Manny. And so then finally he realized that he's dragging me along. But to this day, if I'm walking with you, New York City, Chicago, London, and we're going to cross the street, I always let you cross first. Sally, I push in front of me. To this day. That was 75 years ago. That slipper in the head for the Lions, that works, guys. They should have been doing it to you. My dad did, not everything, but almost everything to extreme. One of my favorite stories, which just shows how brutal he was in his mid-60s, and he stopped at a liquor store to buy liquor for the weekend. This is with my mom's already gone, with my stepmother, who was a good-looking girl. And he goes into this Chinese liquor store. He'd been buying liquor there for ages. And he comes out, and there's 3 black kids that are pawing my stepmother through the window of his car. She was in the passenger seat. So legend has it, he put down the bag of liquor. God forbid he's not going to drop that fucking, because he'd be drinking that all weekend. Okay. And he comes up, and he always carried 2 guns. He carried an 8-inch .38 Smith & Wesson on his hip, and he carried a 2-inch on his ankle. So they're pawing, trying to take my stepmother's necklace off. So he walks around behind him here, and the guy that was closest to him, he hit in the side of the head, caved in his head, and ripped his ear and jaw off with one shot. One shot. The other guy that was trying to reach over his buddy that was pawing my mother turned around, and he hit him across the face like this and knocked his jaw off. Killed him. The next guy, he spun around and he rammed the 8-inch up the guy's mouth into the brain. Killed him. And held him like this till the cops came. And it didn't treat me any easier. When I see you guys in their box, I want to jump in. Especially the 2 or 3 of you that were aggressive. I'm a telephone booth fighter. Now they have a sport in Russia. I was going to buy a telephone booth where you get in there, except we wouldn't be slapping. We have 2 or 3 of you are telephone booth fighters. Your sphere of influence is about 1.5 feet each side of you. Bear hug. And when that happened, my dad, they came to his house to file a report, and the rest was history. I don't know what happened to their families. All 3 dead. In the San Fernando Valley, off of Winnetka, near Ventura Boulevard. In the good old days, where you could take care of problems. Yeah. No, I never hit the newspapers. You saw the last when my dad decided to retire, he kicked in a door, a guy was kidnapping a woman, and he executed him, supposedly. And when the police and the FBI showed up, and there was 11 or 12 other cops and sheriff, etc., and they interviewed each one of them, and what happened? So what did Manny say? What happened? Whatever Manny said. What happened? Whatever Manny said. Every single witness said the exact same thing. Whatever Manny said. He was a terror. He was a terror. Look at you. How's your program worked out? He'd be in jail for child abuse in today's world. Would he have done anything different? Because I asked him when he was in his age. Different for what, son? What do you mean? And I reminded him about this. I don't understand. What do you mean, do anything different? I said, Dad, the guys are dead. So? When he was a little younger than that, he says, they need killing. The 4 horsemen of the apocalypse are back in America now. He's going to be sworn in about, 5 minutes or 10 minutes? Yeah. I still remember the smart-ass little kid. We were in an elevator at the Hilton, downtown Hilton in New York. I was with Governor Kerry, who was best buddies with Trudeau, the old man. And we were with a couple other guys and the security, and little Trudeau, little shit, was there. And he was whining, not crying, but whining about something. And the father looked like he was going to hit him, but there were security guards between me and him, so I don't know if he really did hit him. Told him to shut up in French. He used to play a video game, as I recall. Put him in front of a video game, he'll stop whining. And he's head of one of the big free world countries, right? I can just imagine what Putin's upbringing was like. Lad. Because I've dealt with a couple of 3 of his oligarchs. These guys are ruthless bastards. Ruthless. They think that the QLA model is a license to steal, except they use a gun too. But with a gun, it's just a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. But all you got to have, 1%, just think of that now. Visualize. For those of you that were in the ring, 1%, even for the couple of you that didn't know what you were doing, 1% of that aggression, you're up there. Not much, is it? Considering some of you were going at 110%, out of gas, breathing. Maybe we need oxygen next time, Kat, to give during the breaks. And I'm going to get emails, or actually Kat will get emails, about, should have been 10 minutes, 3 10-minute rounds to the death. And bullshit, flapping their lips. And, or you should have put the fat boys to sleep. Only a couple of you fulfill that requirement. But it's easy to be adding suggestions when you're 7,000 miles away watching it on YouTube, as opposed to get as Mr. Tyson says, everybody's got a plan until I punch him in the face. And these sellers aren't going to know what hit them. And for those of you that have already been trying to do this, and if you haven't had that effect on them, you're doing something wrong. You're doing something wrong. And when we started talking about tomorrow about structuring the deals and how, not tricks or tips, but how using the line of credit, to pay fees. The challenge is when you do the first 5 deals seller finance, you got no money for yourself. You got no money to pay lawyers or accountants. You got no money to pay your board any kind of money. You got nothing. But there's a way around that. So I'll show you starting tomorrow. But by the way, delayed fees is not forever. Delayed fees is for 2, 3, 4 deals until you get your feet on the ground and your cash flowing. And the thing that they don't know on YouTube, even though I've said it, is they want delayed fees forever. They're doing it so allow you to get started, not forever. You don't want them forever either. The accountants don't want them forever. Your lawyers don't, and your board doesn't want them forever because they want to make some money. We'll show you how to structure it. Start off tomorrow morning, the 60-40 deal, and then the average deal that you guys send me, even though I don't want it. You send me, what do you think of this? And, you ought to take cyanide. If that's all you learn to hear, fuck. Right now I'm getting emails. The guy that keeps sending me emails every day, you know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah, the guy that came to Hardcore. Yeah. What else? And you're not supposed to tell him to send me emails every day. I don't do that. But maybe he thought I forgot. I told him I don't get emails every day. But you don't get an A for effort here. You only get an A for results. effort doesn't count, or it counts little. But if you use that kind of energy that we saw in the ring today, then you're going to have no problem. You're going to get results. You're going to get results. Any other questions about? Okay, YouTube, thank you.